Hey, Taco here. Just wanted to play you a video from the Foothills Trail, one of our hikes from 2015.
Here we are, starting the Foothills Trail.
Unfortunately, YouTube won't let me play music on my videos because of copyright BS. One of the worst things that happened to YouTube. So this is Laurel Valley to Bad Creek. Some of my friends from meetup.com, Carolina Outdoor Society. There's Jim. Thomas is behind him. Nice, not too bad hike. I like to consider, hey Kim, I like to consider the Foothills Trail sort of the a short version of the Appalachian Trail. And there's Paul. He's through hiked the Appalachian Trail. I like to consider it like a practice hike for the Appalachian Trail, or kind of a get to know you hike. You can through hike it in about 5 days. It's got a lot of beautiful waterfalls like this one up around near Lake Jockasee. There's me in my kilt. And so this one's actually marked by a white blaze too. A lot of suspension bridges. It's hillier than you would think for South Carolina and North Carolina. A little bit of it's in North Carolina, but for the most part it's in South Carolina. Just beautiful waterfall views. And hey Kim, haven't hiked with Kim in a long time. Thomas either. It's amazing how 22 miles to Table Rock. It's amazing how people kind of come and go in your life as you hike. This particular section down by Lake Jockasee just keeps going up. And we finally get to some rest points. I think somebody said they were going to give me the trail name of Hillary at one point. They said, if you lie one more time, your new trail name is going to be Hillary. So the Gorges State Park is in North Carolina, of course. And it's a beautiful state park. The Foothills Trail takes in just a little piece of it. It's a lot bigger. I've actually done the Gorges State Park loop. There's a loop hike you can do if you come in from the south end. You see how tired Kim is there, and how tired I am on the bridge. We camped very near here, I think, if it's on the video. This might be part of the Heartbreak Ridge Trail. Yeah, this is after the Heartbreak Ridge. It was so tough. I was exhausted by the end. We went up and over Heartbreak Ridge, if I remember right. And nice views. The entire Foothills Trail is full of water, except for maybe 1.5 miles, 2 miles on the Oconee State Park end, and then going up from Pinnacle Mountain over Table Rock. So otherwise, now you can see we're getting farther away from Table Rock State Park, so we're going to the west towards Oconee. And it's just, this is the very tip of Lake Jockasee there. And I've seen it a lot lower than that. Some of these pictures belong to Paul, and he does these. There's one of his. Just these beautiful flowing water photographs. And you got another suspension bridge over Lake Jockasee. I actually saw this part almost completely dried up at one point around 2012. It's one of the longest bridges you'll see on the Foothills Trail, but it's just a gorgeous trail. There's plenty of water, like I was saying. It's all down by lakes and rivers and creeks. Nice thing about the Foothills Trail, you follow the Chattooga River for quite a ways, just from probably about 10 miles or more. So you don't really have to lug a lot of water. It's not like parts of the AT or some other trails where it's like, well, I'm going 10 miles today. Oh, this is coming up the hill from Lake Jockasee. It's a tough climb. And then you come down the other side, and there's this nice creek where you can kind of relax in the shade, and sit there and eat under the shade of the rock in the cool. And there's just water everywhere, and it's such a good trail for that. You don't have to lug 2-3 liters of water. And here we are coming out of Gorges State Park, and there I am with my buff again. This looks familiar. Did I already put this in here? This might be an error in the video. Might have to go back and check that. It's been a long time since I edited this together. Hey Jim. So horse pasture and Toxaway River. Nice. More tree falls. Yeah, I found this sign, the bee nest, after where the bees were supposed to be, but thankfully the bees didn't bother us. Bees are always a problem when you're hiking, and in the middle of summer or the early spring, they're not that bad. In the fall, they tend to get angry. And I don't know why. They just tend to be really angry in the fall, right before it frosts. So all these stairwells and things like this, and these wooden bridges, you got to watch out because they might build a nest under there, and just you walking across can set them off. Some people call the Foothills Trail the Foot Stairs Trail because of all the wooden steps and stairways. Yeah, there's somebody looking down at me from that bridge that we just walked across as I get some water. So really neat really neat place to go because there's so much water. I like only carrying maybe a liter at a time, so you're not carrying all that extra weight. And there's my old hammock. That was, I think, my Hennessy. And Jim had a hammock as well. I've swapped out hammocks a couple of times since then. There's one of the bees. You got to watch out. The bees will get on your trekking pole straps and on your hammock straps. They'll get on there and they'll get the salt off your hammock straps. That's Horse Pasture Falls, if I remember right. Oh, that red camera. Olympus Tough TG3. I had one of those. Nice camera, but it wouldn't shoot RAW. It was like a $400 camera and it wouldn't shoot RAW files. I think most of these pictures that I took were done with an iPhone. There's Paul again. Paul was an art teacher. Not graduated. He retired from art teaching and through hike the Appalachian Trail. There's me looking through a root. Old tree stump. And there's another one of Paul's beautiful pictures. Our final night there, it looks like, on the Foothills Trail. We would do 3-day. You go up on a Friday morning and hike 6-8 miles or so, get up the next day, hike 10-12 miles, get up the third day, hike another like 6 or 7 and go home. That's typically the way I would plan my hikes. So you get home at a decent enough hour Sunday afternoon so you can relax, wash all your stuff.
Well, it's the last day on the Foothills Trail. Last morning, we got 5 miles to go, and everybody's way in front of me because I had to take a dump. I hate taking a dump in the woods.
Yeah, coming down towards the end here, it looks like. So, I think this was a springtime hike. A lot of water, a lot of flowers. The neat thing about the Foothills Trail is it winds back and forth on itself a lot. So a lot of times when you're walking up into like a valley, you can see the trail coming down.
As I can tell from GPS, I am leaving North Carolina for the last time on the Foothills Trail.
And of course, every time you go down into a valley to a creek, you immediately have to go up the other side. So that nice long downhill you're doing, you're going to pay for it when you come out the other side. So, yeah, this is pretty near the end, near Bad Creek Access, Bad Creek is a big reservoir. I think it's owned by Duke. And Bad Creek is got a great access point, huge parking lot. You can get to these bridges that we were standing on without a whole lot of trouble. It's just a short kind of walk from the parking lot to get there. And then I don't know why that's my old GPS. That was my DeLorme PM60 would give me all those different readings. I don't even carry it with me anymore. The phones have come so far that there we are coming across that last bridge. I don't know who took that picture. Probably Paul. Anyway, so thank you. Hope you enjoyed this Foothills Trail video, and see you next time.